Anger is the stupidest, no, most confusing emotion that we could experience. And I just feel like we as people don't have a full understanding of how it works or what it is. And in this video, I want to explore that perspective and maybe offer a new one that may be useful to you. So before I get into this new perspective, first we're going to acknowledge how society views anger. Now, I could just sum it up as something as simple as you get cut off on the freeway, you get pissed. Someone calls your baby ugly, now your day is ruined. You're trying a new cake recipe and you add too many eggs into it and now you're stuck with an egg cake and you feel like a failure. Anger. I feel like as a consensus, we are all just kind of never really taught how to deal with anger. We just kind of feel it and we react in a way that probably isn't healthy or safe for anyone around us. But the problem really isn't how we react to it or act upon it. It's how we view it as a whole. I mean, it's this big, scary thing that nobody wants to talk about or confront or see other people have. It makes us feel scared and unsafe and uncomfortable. Ugh, anger, what the f? So if this is how we view anger as a society, if this is the norm, why don't we do anything to change it rather than shaming it and judging it and viewing it as this? Don't get me wrong, hurting people is not okay. Hurting yourself is not okay. But why don't we do something about this, right? Well, lucky for you, I'm here to offer you a new perspective on how to deal with anger whenever it comes up. So pay close attention because this first step is going to be very important. Okay, step one. Start practicing identifying exactly what it is you're angry about. Step two, and this is definitely one of the most important ones, is ask yourself why you're angry about what you're angry about. Now, don't get me wrong, context matters a lot of the time. Life is gonna shit on us, people are gonna shit on us, things are gonna shit on us. But just as an example, imagine your friend invites you out to a party and you're really anxious to go, but you say yes anyways, and so you do go, but then you're snippy and you have an attitude the whole time, and your friend starts to wonder, why are they so angry at me? Why? Maybe they even ask you, why are you so angry at me? And you don't even know, but it'd be so useful in that moment to just ask yourself, why am I angry? You may be able to uncover that you're not actually angry, you're just anxious, and it's manifesting as anger because you don't know how to handle the emotion. You feel uncomfortable with it, which is totally fine. Point is, it's useful to ask yourself why in those types of situations because then you can get down to the root cause of the problem. Once you've gotten good at step two, then you can move on to step three, which is identifying exactly what you want in that moment. So step three kind of plays off of step two a little bit because you can't really identify what you want without acknowledging why you're upset in the first place. Let's say you're too anxious to go to that party that your friend invited you to. Maybe you would rather stay home. Maybe you actually prefer to hang out with a different friend that was at a much quieter function, or maybe just hanging out at their house and playing video games. Maybe there's someone at the party that you don't fuck with and you don't want to be near them because they tried starting a fight with you the last time you saw them. Those are just a few examples of great pieces of information to know to identify exactly what you want and what'll help push you away from staying angry and essentially self-sabotaging. And it'll really set you up for success when it comes to step four. Acceptance. Oh God, it's so hard to accept. Now, there really shouldn't be that much to this step when you do step 1, 2, and 3 correctly. You just accept it. You acknowledge that you are angry and you kind of just don't hate on it. You don't judge it. You don't look at it as this scary, ugly thing that you don't want inside of you, and you just say, okay, I'm angry. But also remember that it's totally valid to feel angry. It is totally normal, no shame, no judgment. Step 5. Now, I know I probably said step 2 and step 3 and step 4 were the most important ones, but step 5, I promise you, is the most important one because this will decide your mood for the rest of the day and potentially if people want to be around you. Now that you know that you're anxious about going to that party and you don't want to go because that person is there, or you'd rather go back to your other friend's house and just chill for the night, play video games, whatever, then vocalize it in a healthy manner. Tell your friend, hey, I don't really feel like doing this. I'm sorry. Is it cool if you just bring me back to my house? I'll make up for it another time. That is a healthy option. If you don't do step 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, you're back to step 0, which is just being angry and toxic for those around you and yourself. But if you've done step 5 and you've made a healthy choice based off of what you know you want in the situation, then good for you. You've actually managed to process and handle anger in a healthy manner. And on a final note, just remember that even doing all these steps, there might be times where you'll slip up and you might get angry and you might let it affect the rest of your day or week or whatever. What matters is that you get back on the horse and move forward diligently in a healthy manner that's good for you and good for the people around you, because that's what matters most.